Our top focus now from Maharashtra. 6 people were killed and 40 injured in a blaze at a 7-story building in Mumbai's Goregaon West early on Friday. The blaze was reported at 3:05 a.m. on Friday at the J. Bhavani building near Azad Maidan in Goregaon West. Now, the 6 killed included a man, 3 women and 2 minor girls. Mumbai Civic Police and Fire Brigade officials are at the spot conducting rescue operations as well. The cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. According to reports, the injured persons were rescued and rushed to the Balasaheb Thackeray Medical College and Cooper Hospital. Now, some others were shifted to private hospitals in Mumbai as well. The fire has now been doused and cooling operations are underway. My colleague Sunil with the details.
मुंबई के गोरेगांव पश्चिम में एमजी रोड पर आज़ाद मैदान के पास जय भवानी बिल्डिंग, जो कि उससे लगकर ही जय संदेश बिल्डिंग है, उसमें 3 बजे के करीब आग लग गई थी। आग जो है कि बताया जाता है कि तल मंजिल पर जो दुकानें थी वहाँ पर लगी थी और वहाँ से आग बढ़ती हुई पहली मंजिल और दूसरी मंजिल तक पहुँच गई थी। ये पूरी बिल्डिंग है जो कि 7 मंजिला बिल्डिंग बताई जा रही है। इसमें लोग रहते हैं और इस बिल्डिंग में रहने वाले जो लोग हैं वो पूरी तरह से इसमें फंस गए थे। सभी को निकालने की कोशिश की गई और लगभग 31 लोग हैं जिन्हें कि निकाल कर हाईवे पे जो बालासाहेब ट्रॉमा अस्पताल है वहाँ पर ले जाया गया, वहाँ भर्ती किया गया था। लेकिन वहाँ से बुरी खबर ये आ रही है कि इस 6 लोगों की उसमें मौत हो गई है। 14 लोग जो और जख्मी थे उन्हें कूपर अस्पताल में ले जाया गया है, उसमें से भी 2 की स्थिति गंभीर बताई जा रही है। आग इतनी बड़ी और बढ़ गई थी कि काबू पाना मुश्किल हो गया था। तकरीबन सुबह 6 बजे के बाद ही आग पर काबू पाया जा सका था और अभी हम देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से जो बिल्डिंग है पूरी तरह से जल चुकी है। नीचे पार्किंग में जो गाड़ियाँ खड़ी थी, लगभग 30 के करीब मोटरसाइकिल थी और कुछ कार थी, वो सब भी जलकर पूरी तरह से खाक हो चुकी हैं और आग को दमकल कर्मियों ने आग पर काबू तो पा लिया, लेकिन बहुत जनहानि भी यहाँ पर हुई है जो देखा जा रहा है। अब जो है पुलिस है और बीएमसी प्रशासन है वो जांच करने की कोशिश में लगे हुए हैं कि आखिर आग कैसे लगी और कैसे आग जो है कि इतनी तेज़ी से आग बढ़ती चली गई। देखिए यहाँ पर फिलहाल पुलिस बंदोबस्त भी लगा गया है ताकि आगे लोग न जा पाएँ। कोशिश की जा रही है कि और भी कुछ अगर कहीं कुछ हो तो उसे निकाला जा सके। हालांकि वह प्रशासन ने साफ कर दिया है कि जितने भी लोग थे उन सभी को यहाँ से हटा लिया गया है। अब देखिए ये हमें दिखाई पड़ रहा है जहाँ पर ये कार की स्थिति देखिए, पूरी तरह से कार जो है जलकर भस्म हो चुकी है और जो लोग रहने वाले थे सभी को भी बड़ी मुश्किल से बाहर निकाल लिया गया था। और लोगों में बहुत यहाँ पर रोष है, दुख है, क्योंकि इतने लोग उनके मारे गए और आग बुझाने में इतना वक्त लग गया। लेकिन जिस तरह की आग का हादसा हुआ है बहुत ही गंभीर हादसा है, जिसको लेकर अब जांच की जा रही है कि आखिर कैसे आग लगी, इतनी इस तरह से कैसे आगे बढ़ गई और फिर इसमें इतनी बड़ी जनहानि हुई है, तो उसके लिए जिम्मेदार है तो कौन।
Shifting our focus to Jammu and Kashmir, at least 4 soldiers, including 3 officers, have been injured after a disgruntled major lobbed grenades and opened fire inside an army camp in Rajouri district of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, officially, army has said that 1 officer was injured in a likely grenade accident and further investigation of the incident is in process. Situation was contained late last night and troops overpowered the accused and detained him, is what we're learning. And my colleague Nazir joins us with more details. Nazir, take us through exactly what the army has said now in terms of confirmation of exactly what happened. We're learning a disgruntled major had lobbed a grenade.
Well, what army has officially said is that there was a likely grenade accident at a post in Rajouri sector. One army officer has been injured. He is stable and further investigation of the incident is in progress. So we're expecting more information from the army. But what we know from the local sources that there was a very difficult situation in an army in a camp in Thana Mandi in Rajouri yesterday afternoon, which went on for several hours. There was grenade attack, there was heavy firing. Also, a major rank officer who had disgruntled, he resorted to firing on his colleagues and including his officers. Among the injured are 3 officers as well. Condition of one is reported to be critical. So as we have been maintaining, we are waiting for the official statement is only that 1 officer has been injured. But it was a difficult situation. The officer who was major who resorted to firing and lobbed grenades was overpowered after almost 6-7 hours, and he has been detained as well. As Army has said that the further investigation is on. We are waiting for more details, but it has been a very, very tricky situation for the Army in an area where this Army, battalion is engaged in counter-militancy operation in this area. Remember, one operation is still going on in this Rajouri forest for more than 4 years or 4 days, in which 3 soldiers were, injured in the initial shootout. So this is an area which has seen more militant presence, but we see this, incident where Army major rank officer is believed to have, opened fire. What is the reason? We don't know. We're waiting for a detailed statement from the Army, but local sources say yesterday till late last evening, it was a tense situation. Top Army officers rushed to the side, this Army camp, and somehow managed to overpower the disgruntled major, who went berserk and resorted to firing. He has been detained. We don't know what is the reason, what led to this such an incident, because there have been incidents of fratricide in the Army and other security forces in the past, but a major rank officer opening fire, lobbing grenades at his colleagues is really something unheard of and a very, very rare. So far Army has only confirmed that one officer has been injured in a likely grenade, accident, without mentioning who is behind that grenade.
Right, Nazir, thank you for joining us and bringing us those details on this particular development. We now shift our focus to Sikkim. The authorities in Sikkim have started evacuating residents downstream from Shakocho Lake near Lachin in Mangan district in Sikkim. Now, the lake is on the verge of bursting and prompting authorities to issue another alert. The death toll from the flash floods due to a glacial lake burst in Sikkim has risen to 19, including 6 Indian Army officials, whereas 103 people are still missing, including 6 Army men. Now, evacuation of more tourists is expected today. The flash floods were caused by glacial lake outburst of the South Lokan Glacial Lake in North Sikkim, which led to the release of water from Chungtang Dam after a breach, which increased the water level of river Teesta drastically as well. Now, in fact, listen in to what the Chief Secretary of Sikkim had to say.
तो रफ असेसमेंट जो हमारे चेक पोस्ट के डाटा से जो हमें अवेलेबल है, लगभग 3000 टूरिस्ट वहाँ लाचेन और लाचुंग में स्ट्रैंडेड हैं, और इसके अलावा लगभग 700-800 ड्राइवर्स भी होंगे जिनकी गाड़ियाँ गई हुई हैं। लगभग उसमें 3000 में 150 लोग शायद मोटरसाइकिल से गए हैं, जो अपने एडवेंचर उसमें, वो भी उसी में है। हम सबको, जैसा मैंने बताया, कि आर्मी और एयरफोर्स के हेलीकॉप्टर के थ्रू हम इवैक्यूएट करेंगे। और जो एक सूचना इसमें और मैं देना चाहूँगा कि जो लाचेन लाचुंग में लोग हैं, आर्मी ने अपनी कम्युनिकेशन लिंक जो उपलब्ध हैं अभी वॉइस ओवर इंटरनेट, उसके थ्रू उन लोगों के परिवार से उनकी बातचीत करा दी है, जिससे उनके परिवार को उनकी कुशलता के बारे में जानकारी मिल चुकी है।
My colleague Ratnadeep joins us with more details on this. Ratnadeep, now another alert has been issued in Sikkim. Take us to the latest.
That's right. In fact, since last evening, there has been a rescue operation, rather evacuation operation, which has started downstream of the Shakochu Glacial Lake. Now, this Shakochu Glacial Lake is near Lacheng, where thousands of tourists are stranded. But when we say it's near Lacheng, it's actually a couple of kilometers uphill in the eastern Himalayas, in the high altitudes, and there are indications that there might be a possibility of yet another glacial lake burst there. So therefore, the local people have been evacuated since last evening. This process is going on, and the state government, with the help of the Indian Air Force and Indian Army, is going to start the evacuation operation of the stranded tourists. And we have thousands, over 3,000 tourists stranded in Lachung and Lacheng. Today the weather is a little better. That's what we are hearing. But there are again predictions of rains. So under very challenging inclement weather, it will be a very difficult rescue operation that Indian Air Force is going to take place. It is going to put its best men and machine to do that, because the idea is to take out sorties between Mangan to Lachung and Lacheng, pick up as many people as they can before the weather gets bad, and bring them to Mangan, and then drive them downhill towards state capital Gangtok, and then take them onwards to their different destinations. Indian Army is carrying out all this operation, providing relief and carrying out the rescue operations with NDRF, even as their own men are missing. Now, special mountain trackers, special mountain tracker dogs, as well as portable radars have been installed now in those areas from Chungthang or downstream all along the Teesta River to find out missing people, including the Indian Army personals. Now, remember the place from where the Indian Army personnel went missing from their base to the Teesta barrage, which is downstream in West Bengal, in a place in North Bengal called Gajuldoba. The entire stretch is of 200 kilometers, and this entire stretch is being now searched out by different agencies. So you can understand that this operation is taking place under very inclement weather conditions, where the roads have snapped off. National Highway 10 is completely snapped off, as my colleague Saurav Gupta, who is at ground zero, have been bringing us stories. And even inside Sikkim, the internal roads are all blocked. So even by road, if somebody has to move out of Sikkim, the options are to actually move towards Darjeeling and go into North Bengal and come and then hit the national highway. So this is a detour, and with rains in the Darjeeling hills, there are always chances of landslides as well. So these are the challenges that the Indian Army, the Indian Air Force, the Sikkim government are facing. But what we are picking up is that there would be attempts made, and therefore Indian Air Force have put their best of their men and machine to carry out this rescue operation. It will be very challenging rescue operations to take out over 3,000 people in a window of whatever they will get, maybe 6 hours or so, if they get by small helicopter sorties out of Lachen and Lachung, because the fear is that on the higher gradient, on the higher altitude, you have a lake, another glacial lake sitting over these places, which has a potential of yet another glacial lake outburst. So therefore, this evacuations of locals and tourists is taking place, and the state government, the central agencies, the army, the air force, making best effort that they can under very trying circumstances.
The images of destruction are quite clear as you enter the state of Sikkim. The flash flood has left the town of Rangpo in complete ruins. Now, what you see is, of course, what used to be a construction site, what used to also be a parking area for cement mixers, cranes, earth removers, which are all heavy equipment, but all of it seems to have been completely submerged in the slush that the flood waters, the flash flood waters, have left behind here. And of course, the Rangpo town has witnessed the brunt of this flash flood along the banks of the Teesta. As the Teesta's flash flood waters entered the town, most buildings also found themselves completely submerged in the slush and the slurry from the waters that were flowing here, and several people have lost their livelihoods, their shops. In fact, I have people here who were working here all, just perhaps before the flash flood happened. आपसे जानना चाहेंगे, आप बता रहे थे आप कहाँ काम कर रहे थे और क्या देखा आपने?
पास में रहते हैं।
आप लोग पास में रहते हैं?
हाँ,
क्या,
पास में
कहाँ, कौन सी बिल्डिंग में?
वो थोड़ा दूर में है सर।
अच्छा, वहाँ पे भी ऐसे ही स्थिति है?
नहीं, वहाँ पे पानी भरा हुआ है पूरे ग्राउंड में।
अच्छा, और ये कौन से फ्लोर तक पानी आया है यहाँ पे?
ये सर दिख रहा है सामने में, जितनी मलबे भरे हुए हैं ना,
हाँ।
सीमेंट भरे हुए,
वो फर्स्ट फ्लोर है?
वो फर्स्ट फ्लोर है।
तो उसके नीचे एक और फ्लोर है?
एक फ्लोर है उसके नीचे।
उसके नीचे एक और फ्लोर है, फिर एक फर्स्ट फ्लोर का हाफ तक आ गया है?
हाँ बिल्कुल सर।
और ये सारे बिल्डिंग्स में ऐसे ही हुए हैं?
सारे बिल्डिंग।
तो ये जगह क्या था यहाँ पे?
यहाँ पे घर था।
ये जगह सारे सर घर ही है।
घर ही है?
हाँ, ग्राउंड
पूरे बिल्डिंग
खेलने के लिए, और मतलब छोटा मोटा घर था।
अच्छा,
पूरा
अभी पानी आ गया था यहाँ?
पूरा पानी आ गया
तो
था।
नदी का पानी?
नदी का पानी।
ठीक है। और यहाँ पे दुकान वुकान भी थे क्या?
दुकान वगैरह भी थे सर, और बहुत सारे घर थे, छोटे छोटे झुग्गियाँ बना हुआ था।
ठीक है, जो लोग ये कंस्ट्रक्शन के काम
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
इनके से। तो अभी यहाँ पे सब लोग का ठिकाना मिल गया है कि या कुछ लोग मिसिंग भी है?
अभी वो तो पता नहीं है सर।
ठीक है, लेकिन ऐसे पानी आप लोगों ने कभी पहले देखा है?
नहीं, यहाँ पे पहले ऐसा पानी कभी
क्या हुआ उस दिन, थोड़ा बताइए हमें।
उस दिन तो सर हम लोग रात को करीब 2:30 बजे बहुत शोर मच रही थी, तो हम लोगों इतना शोर तो कभी मचता नहीं है, होता नहीं है, तो उठ के देखते हैं। तो उठ के देखा तो मतलब लोग शोर मचा रहे थे। हम लोग सोचते पता नहीं, हो सकता है किसी का तबीयत खराब हो गया, कुछ झगड़ा हुआ होगा। फिर हम लोग लेट गए। तो जब 3 बजे तो फिर हम लोग का दरवाज़ा खटखटाया कि तुम लोग सो रहे हो? हम लोग बोले हाँ सो रहे हैं। बोला उठो बाहर देखो, पानी आ गया बहुत सारा। तो हम लोग सर जब नीचे देखे तो देखे पानी तो बहुत स्पीड से बढ़ रहा है। और हम लोग का जो रूम है वहाँ से बस इतनी मतलब फर्स्ट फ्लोर में इतनी मतलब रह गया था गैप। तो हम लोग फिर वहाँ से भागे, अपनी जो भी लेकर के सके वो बाहर आ गए, रोड पे आ गए। उसके बाद सर हम लोग सुबह जब इधर आए थे तो देखे इधर तो बिल्कुल मतलब जितनी भी घर थी सब बह गए हैं, कुछ भी नहीं है।
And the images of this is of course very scary, because these images this is what used to be a town now completely covered in slush, and that's perhaps what we are seeing across places that have been affected by this flash flood in Sikkim, which has been the worst hit really. And many commentators are saying that this is perhaps one of the worst disasters that the state of Sikkim has seen in the last perhaps decades. And this flash flood, because it came with so much force and so much water and so much volume of slush and slurry, the problem is that many of these houses are completely submerged. Rangpo perhaps also bearing the brunt, with several homes also being washed away. Several shops that used to be in this area, we are being told, have been completely washed away or completely buried under the sludge and the slurry that came in, or rather flowed in with the floodwaters of the Tista as the flash floods hit Sikkim and towns like Rangpo. With camera person GD Shankar in Rangpo, Sikkim, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Welcome back. Our top focus, the Delhi court sent Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh to the custody of the Enforcement Directorate for 5 days, a day after he was arrested in a money laundering case related to the now scrapped liquor policy. The Enforcement Directorate told the court that businessman Dinesh Arora had given 3 crore rupees to Sanjay Singh, and this sum was part of the money trail in the Delhi liquor policy case. Now, Dinesh Arora, remember, is an accused in the liquor policy case who has now turned an approver as well. Now, making some strong observations while hearing the bail petition of former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in the liquor policy case, the Supreme Court has said that the chain of evidence has not been established fully. It also asked where the proof against Sisodia is, except for the statement of businessman Dinesh Arora, who himself is an accused in the case. We'll continue tracking the story for you as it develops. For now, a short break. Welcome back. Actors Ranbir Kapoor and Shraddha Kapoor have been asked to appear before the Enforcement Directorate in a case involving a gaming app. They're among the stars who are set to be questioned over the Mahadev app that allegedly provides a platform for illegal betting. Now, Ranbir Kapoor has requested 2 weeks' time to appear before the central agency that probes financial frauds. It is not known if Shraddha Kapoor will appear before them today as well. The comedian actor Kapil Sharma, as well as actors Huma Qureshi and Hina Khan too have been summoned in the Mahadev app case on different dates. Now, this, of course, according to sources. They've also sought 2 weeks' time to appear before the Enforcement Directorate. Now, ahead of the 2024 elections, the BJP and AIDMK split in Tamil Nadu. While AIDMK's Edapadi Palaniswamy says this was due to BJP's falling political fortune, the BJP seems to be hard at work to strengthen its presence in the south. Here's a report.
Having lost its major ally, the AIDMK, ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, and with no strong political party in its fold yet in Tamil Nadu, the state BJP chief Annamalai has urged his party to work very hard to expand the Saffron party's negligible presence, capitalizing on what he calls the Modi government's performance. He denies what the AIADMK terms violation of the coalition dharma, criticizing the party's icons Annadurai and Jayalalitha was the lost straw.
BJP Tamil Nadu, we are duty bound to present to the people of Tamil Nadu the progress card of what we have done over the last 10 years.
I think you should have dealt with the AIDMK in a different way. Being a major partner, their presence in your alliance would be an advantage for you.
Sir, no sir. we haven't dealt, you have to understand, it is the parties that they have taken their individual decision. They have taken a decision. Politics, nobody takes decision like that. People take decisions based on a lot of strategic choices. So this time would be very, very different. Tamil Nadu will give a disproportionately large number of MPs on behalf of NDA from the state of Tamil Nadu.
The AIADMK had lost all 3 polls it fought in alliance with the BJP, including the Lok Sabha polls when it suffered a near rout and the assembly elections. For the party chief Edappadi Palaniswamy, it's a litmus test of his leadership to reclaim the party's falling political fortunes since Jayalalitha's death. He has ruled out any U-turn. The AIADMK is upbeat. After a long phase of hype, it's time for a reality check for the BJP in Tamil Nadu. However, the party's central leadership is yet to respond. The buzz says they are still hopeful of things turning around if election results of 5 states, including Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, go in their favor. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, NDTV.
Shifting our focus now, elections in Rajasthan are just around the corner. The State Election Commission is now ready with voters list, and the most interesting is a voters list of people who are over 100 years old. Now this may sound unbelievable, but the Election Commission has 17,241 voters in Rajasthan alone who are centenarians or over 100 years old, and of these, women are 4 times more than men. Now, the Election Commission for the first time will send officials to facilitate home voting for voters about 80 years old if they are unable to come to the polling booth as well. Now, NDTV caught up with some of these voters who have hit a century and are still enthusiastic to go on the election pitch.
102-year-old Rabia Bano lives in a small town in Rajasthan's Churu. Rabia couldn't cast a vote in the last elections as she has been bedridden for over 5 years. But now, with the Election Commission allowing voters above the age of 80 to vote from home, Rabia is happy.
तो चुनाव में पहला वोट क्या देता आप और अब क्या दो पहला क्या वोट देता आप एक पर से लिया था देखो ऊपर निशान करा के ले जाता ऐसा का डब्बी लाता गुंठे लगा के एक लगा देता यहाँ.
It may sound unbelievable, but it's true. There are 17,241 voters in Rajasthan who are over 100 years old. The maximum number of these are in Junjunu district. Like Tikkuram, a farmer who lives in Junjunu's Naisar village. He has voted in every election as far as he can remember, and this time too he's keen to vote.
क्या नाम है?
Tikkuram.
कितनी साल होगी उम्र?
100 साल की होगी.
अच्छा, क्या काम करया करता?
खेती बाड़ी को किया करता हूँ.
अब की बार वोट देगा के? वोट देशो के?
वोट से अब पड़ेगा तो जाएगा.
किन दोगा?
कल जाएगा कोई अच्छा काम करे वो जाएगा.
Interestingly, women voters above 100 are 4 times more than men. Attar Devi is 100 years old and she lives in Jaipur's Barkat Nagar. She has voted in every election and she has some advice for first-time voters.
वोट देना जरूरी है. क्या जानना चाहिए.
This time around, the Election Commission has made special arrangements for voters above 80. If they can't get to the polling booth, they will be facilitated to vote from home.
There are 11.78 lakh voters who are above 80 years old in Rajasthan. There are over 17,000 voters who are more than 100 years old in Rajasthan. They're old, but they're definitely not out. In fact, first-time voters between the ages of 18 to 19 are 22 lakhs. Now, the old voters are about half that number, but they are equally enthusiastic and waiting to cast their vote. In Jaipur with Somu Anand, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Now, the ruling BJP and opposition Congress are continuing to woo the women voters in a focused manner through the Ladli Behna Yojana and the Nari Samman Yojana respectively. Just ahead of the elections, many other important developments like the Women's Reservation Bill took place as well. The final voter list has been published where the female voters have outnumbered the male voters.
बहनों, मैं वचन देता हूं कि तुमने आरती उतार के दीपक जला के भाई का स्वागत किया है। मैं आपकी जिंदगी में कभी अंधेरा नहीं रहने दूंगा। पूरे प्रदेश की बहनों को आज शिवराज वचन दे रहा है। वचन, मेरी बहनों, महिला सशक्तिकरण की आवाज हूं, मैं शिवराज हूं, मैं शिवराज हूं।
Both BJP and Congress out to woo women voters in Madhya Pradesh. Shivraj schemes like Ladli Behna, Ladli Lakshmi, Congress's Nari Samman and gas cylinder for 500 rupees promises. And now 35% reservation for women in direct recruitment for government jobs.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में 35% आरक्षण नौकरियों में हमारी बहनों को मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर अवसर दिया है। बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का संकल्प, तो लाडली लक्ष्मी हमारे मुख्यमंत्री का संकल्प, तो लाडली बहना को सशक्त बनाने का काम आज कल ही 1250 1 करोड़ 30 लाख बहनों के खाते में उन्हें संबल और सशक्त बनाने का अभियान हमारी मध्य प्रदेश की सरकार ने किया है।
But this announcement is not without reason. The Election Commission has published the final voters list, according to which in 29 out of 230 seats, around 13%, the female voters have outnumbered the male voters. Importantly, at the beginning of this year, a total of 18 out of 230 seats, around 8%, had more female voters compared to male voters. But in less than 10 months, the figure of women-dominant seats rose by 61% to 29. Most of these female voters' dominant seats, 25 out of the 29 seats, are either reserved for the scheduled tribes candidates or have a significant tribal population. Among these 29 seats, the sex ratio of women to men ranges between 1000 and 1044. It is also important that out of these 29 seats, Congress won 20, BJP 8 and Independent won in 2018 elections.
महिला जो होती है ना, वो एक परिवार को इन्फ्लुएंस करती है, और क्योंकि जैसे मैंने पहले बताया कि महिला बाहर आ रही है, काम कर रही है, और एक महिला का डिसीजन पूरे फैमिली के डिसीजन को इन्फ्लुएंस करता है। मुझे ऐसा लगता है चाहे वो कोई भी पार्टी हो, कोई ऐसा काम करे जिससे हम उनको सस्टेनेबल, उनको आगे भी उनकी इनकम बढ़ती रहे।
आने वाले टाइमों में भी देखा जा रहा है कि महिलाएं धीरे धीरे जागरूक हो रही हैं। वोट के अलावा भी दूसरी अपन विभाग भी देखे। एज अ एजुकेशन सिस्टम, मैं अभी कॉलेज में हूँ, तो वहाँ पे भी एज अ 20% रिजर्व है कि जो सिर्फ लड़कियों के लिए है।
Congress has made many promises to women and has accused the BJP of remembering women only at the time of election.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी जब चुनाव आते हैं, जब उनको महिलाएं याद आ रही हैं। लाडली बहना योजना तो चल रही है, लेकिन विकलांग पेंशन जो थी, वृद्धा पेंशन जो थी, विधवा पेंशन जो थी, वो तो सारी बंद हो चुकी है। तो 40 लाख वो जो महिलाएं हैं, उनके बारे में भारतीय जनता पार्टी क्या कहेगी?
There are more than 5 crore 61 lakh voters in the state, out of which 51.41% or more than 2.88 crore voters are male, while more than 2.72 crore or 48.57% are female voters. Once the women reservation is implemented, 76 women MLAs can sit inside Madhya Pradesh Assembly, but as of now only 21 women MLAs, that is less than 10%, are inside this Madhya Pradesh Assembly, out of which 11 are from BJP, 10 from Congress and 1 from Bahujan Samaj Party. In Bhopal, with camera person Rizwan Khan, Anurag Dwari for NDTV.
Now, Prime Minister Modi held rallies in Polban, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. In Madhya Pradesh, he laid the foundation stone of a slew of projects, including rail and road works and a memorial dedicated to Rani Durgavati. Now, Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi was also in Madhya Pradesh as part of the Jan Akrosh rally. Madhya Pradesh, remember, is a state where women outnumbered men in more than 13% of the seats. Listen into what Prime Minister Modi and Priyanka Gandhi had to say in their respective rallies.
भाजपा सरकार की सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकताओं में से एक है अपनी बहनों को धुएं से मुक्त रसोई देना। क्या ये काम कांग्रेस पहले नहीं कर सकती थी? नहीं किया। उनको माताओं बहनों की, उनके स्वास्थ्य की, उनकी तबीयत की परवाह नहीं थी। तब आए दिन कांग्रेस सरकार के हजारों करोड़ रुपए के घोटाले हेडलाइन बना करते थे। जो पैसा गरीब पर खर्च होना था वो पैसा कांग्रेस के नेताओं की तिजोरियों में जा रहा था।
क्या महंगाई बढ़ी है पिछले 18 सालों में? बताइए। 10 गुना पिछले 5 सालों में, 3.5 सालों में, जब से इनकी सरकार रही है तब से बढ़ी है कि घटी है? बढ़ी है। रोजगार मिले हैं आपको? नहीं। मेरे किसान भाई जो खेती छोड़ के यहाँ आए हैं, बताइए आपका जीवन ज्यादा मुश्किल हुआ है कि ज्यादा आसान? मुश्किल हुआ है।
We'll continue tracking these stories for you. For now, we take a short break. Welcome back. The Indian team's worries ahead of its opening World Cup game has been compounded by in-form Shubman Gill's health issues. Sources say the batter is a doubtful starter for Sunday's match against Australia. According to sources, Shubman Gill is reportedly down with high fever and has tested for dengue. A final call is yet to be taken on the matter. Now, Ram Babu won a bronze medal in the 35 kilometers mixed race walk belonging to one of the poorest areas. Ram Babu credits his win to his mother, who stood by his side as a pillar of strength. NDTV travels to the village of Ram Babu and his mother, Meera Devi, meets with NDTV. Here's a report.
मेरे मम्मी का सपना था कि अगर पढ़ाई में जाए तो अच्छे स्कूल में जाए या फिर किसी भी फील्ड में जाए, अच्छे हाईएस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाए।
कह रहा था कि मम्मी आपका सपना पूरा कर दिए।
This daily wage laborer cleaned the streets for a better future for her children. Meera Devi sent Ram Babu to a good government school when he was in class 5. And today her hard work has made their dreams come true.
मैं काफ़ी पिछड़े इलाके से, पिछड़े गांव से बिलोंग करता हूं, तो मेरे मम्मी का पहले से सपना था कि मतलब कि हम चाहे जैसे भी अभी ज़िंदगी गुजार रहे हैं, बट हमारा लड़का जो है वो अच्छे से ज़िंदगी गुजारे।
The villagers also remember Meera Devi's sacrifices.
उसके माता पिता पहले हमारे घर तो आए थे ना, उसको हमने शरण दिया उसका। इसके बाद फिर यहाँ आई, फिर यहाँ से बेचारी भटकते हुए फिर यहाँ फंस गई, यहाँ रहने लगी। धीरे धीरे अपने लड़कों को बनी मजूरी कर कर वो खिलाई पिलाई और फिर आगे बढ़ी धीरे धीरे।
Meera Devi remembers a time when Ram Babu also had to do odd jobs.
राम बाबू मनरेगा में जब लॉकडाउन में आए थे ना, वो मजदूरी नहीं करता है, लेकिन तब पर भी जब वो लॉकडाउन में आया था तो हम लोगों के साथ में हम लोग मनरेगा में काम कर रहे थे। मनरेगा में काम करते थे तो वही शायद 200 एक खंता पर वो खन रहे थे हम लोग। बनारस में गया था तो होटल में काम किया था कुछ दिन, फिर उसके बाद वहाँ उसको नहीं समझ में आया तो फिर जहाँ जूट बोरा सिला रहा था झल्ला, फिर वहाँ भी कुछ दिन काम किया।
Ram Babu's journey from a Manrega worker to an Asian Games medalist has not been easy. The walk from Bahura in UP to the podium at the Asiad was full of hardships. But on the 4th of October, Ram Babu and his family's dreams came true when he won the bronze medal, breaking the national record in the 35 kilometers mixed relay walking race at the Asiad Games.
तो क्या लगता है कि उसके मेहनत रंग लाई है? आपको क्या लगता है?
क्यों नहीं लाई है सर, सब संसार को दिखाई दे रही है हमको। उसके जो बसंत सर है नेपाल का ना कोच हैं, तो वही हमको पहले फोन करके बताए, बधाई वही दिए थे। उसके बाद फिर राम बाबू जब उसको टाइम मिला तो वो फोन किया। वो भी क्या कहेगा, कह रहा था कि मम्मी आपका सपना पूरा कर दिए।
This is a story of a son's dedication and a mother's sacrifices, proving that dreams do come true even when the odds are stacked against you. With Prabhat Kumar in Sonbhadra and Tanish Punjabi in Lucknow, Bureau Report, NDTV.